Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I'm going to discuss an opinion poll and an article that talks about how happy the Americans are with the system and with their politicians. This article comes from The Hill from the July 24th, which is today, 2022, and this is the title. Nearly 1 in 3 Americans say it may soon be necessary to take up arms against the government. So 1 in 3, so let's say 33%. That's a big percentage. A majority of Americans say that the US government is corrupt. A majority of Americans say that the government is corrupt. Why don't you change it? And almost a third say it may soon be necessary to take up arms against it. According to a new poll from the University of Chicago's Institute of Politics, 2/3 of Republicans and independents say the government is, and I'm quoting, corrupt and rigged against everyday people like me, end quote, according to the poll, compared to 51% of liberal voters. Regardless, is liberals, Democrat, independent, Republican, blah, 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 it's more than 51%. What country is this? Why are we still in it if they think that way? 28% of all voters, including 37% of gun owners, agreed, and I'm quoting, it may be necessary at some point soon for citizens to take up arms against the government, a view held by around 35%, that's 1/3, more than 1/3 of all people, of Republicans, and around 35% of independents, so 35% of Republicans and independents, not all people. 1 in 5 Democrats concurred. 1 in 5. So what, 20%? 20%, and the other ones are 35%. The findings, I'm going to skip this because this is political and I don't want to get you dirty with that kind of thing that they are going to write here. So I'm going to jump to about 56% of Americans say elections are fair and accurate, but the number falls to 33% among Republicans, according to the Chicago University poll. So 33% of Republicans think that the American elections are fair and accurate. 33%. 1/3. The division between conservatives and liberals across the country is only growing. Well, it's incorrect to say liberals, to be honest with you, because liberals means opening up, liberté, freedom. And if you look at the Democratic Party, they are the party who limit your things. It's for big government, for control, for limiting everything. Look at the look at the Second Amendment. And not only that, that's always limiting and limiting. So the division between conservatives and liberals across the country is only growing, the poll shows, and 1/4 of Americans say they have lost friends over politics. Is it necessary? If things get so deep, maybe it's time for a divorce. More than 70% of Republicans and more than 70% of Democrats both agree the other side are generally bullies who want to impose their political beliefs on others who disagree. 70%. And half of Americans believe the other side is misinformed about politics because of where they get their information and news, the poll found. The University of Chicago Public Opinion Strategies Benenson Strategy Group poll was conducted May 19th to May 23rd among 1,000 registered voters. The margin of errors is plus or minus 3.53% percentage points. Well, what do you think would happen? How can you reverse this? How can you make people believe in America? How can you make people believe in the Constitution? There are some fundamental disagreements between or among people, between, if you take only those two sides, and among in general, but I would say between these two sides. And they're fundamental. And not only by discussing certain things with other people, but looking at the news, it's an enemy. They're enemies. That's how they look at one another. The other side is the enemy side. It's not another person who has a different opinion and we're both gonna end up in the same spot, having a better life and improving our standard of living and do what's right. It becomes two enemy sides that fight really to destroy the other side. You can't really have a functional society and a country like that. I mean, you can for a while, but I suspect and I predict that if it continues like this country goes to a separation. Now, I don't know how the separation will be, how the process will be, and I'm assuming it's going to be not a peaceful one like the one with from Czechoslovakia. Just they voted and they said, we're going to go this way, you got to go this way. But over there was diverse population too. Here we have a diverse population plus two ideologies. And the thing is, over there they did not hate one another. In Czechoslovakia, for instance, they didn't hate Czechoslovakia, they didn't hate the Czechs did not hate the Slovaks and vice versa. And they didn't think that the other side was just, bad and we are good. So, where that goes, to what kind of conclusions and actions. So, and I come back to, because this was a guy who explained it very, very clearly. It was that ex-KGB guy, Yuri, his first name is, I can't remember, I'm trying to look for him right now if I find him, ex-KGB, Yuri, he was the one who said that this is a generational, yes, this is Yuri Bezmenov. Yuri Bezmenov. He is, watch his, it says KGB defector Yuri Bezmenov warning to Americans. Watch that if you didn't watch it already. And you don't have to believe everything what these guys say, obviously. I don't tell you what to do, but I just told you to watch that. Please do. And if you have time to watch about 40 minutes or something like this is the video, or 50 minutes, he talks about a country not believing in itself anymore. Anybody? It says that all this comes from generational, and the United States is actually at the end of the rope. And just watch that. It's not that he's a genius, but he explained certain things, and since it's already in YouTube, I don't have to try to explain it, so I get in bigger trouble than people might put me or get me in, whatever. But it's just, that guy explains it very clearly and very, very nicely. So I don't know what's going to happen, my friends. I mean, if the things go the way I see them going, this country cannot function as one country. Now, I don't know how many pieces it's going to break, but nevertheless, and if you, as he states over there, Yuri, and I agree with him, if you would start now to change the ideology of let's say you, right now, you still have to figure things out with people that are still under the influence of the ideology that was vomited on them, and they internalized it. And yeah, you need about 2 or 3 generations to come back where you are right now, and you still have people who you can't turn around. You turn there. Nevertheless, just watch this, guys, and it's very, very nice. I will try to upload it and in a description box below and see if that's going to be acceptable. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.